Hey everyone, this is BRAINWAVEZ, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make those nasty wubs that you hear on tracks from artists like Something Something. This is the project file that I created for this tutorial. And before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that this whole project file with all the Vital and Serum presets is available right now on my Patreon. So go ahead and check the link in the description if you are interested in that. And yeah, let's get started. Most of this is Vital, but I have 3 Serum patches. So I'm just gonna go like top to bottom. Just quick note, I have a lot of reverb automations which are helping filling out the gaps, and that's something that I've heard on tracks from artists like Something Something. They put like this big reverb tails just to fill in the gaps and to make the wubs, you know, feel bigger and fuller, and you know, it just adds to the flow of the drop. So yeah, now first patch is this one, which is basically one sine wave, one default wavetable from Serum, and I'm doing FM from B. This one is 1 octave up, and I have some filtering, sub, and some effects. So let's check that out without anything, and I'll just go one by one. So just the wave, just the sine wave. Then I put the default wavetable, 1 octave up, FM from B, and this shape, this LFO, is automating a lot of stuff. As you can see, the FMing and the level is being automated, so sounds like that. Then the sub and the filter, and then I have some hyperdimension automating the mix, making it wider, some EQing, some reverb, and that's pretty much it. Pretty easy patch, but pretty cool sound. Then I have this, which it's a variation of the first one. I'm just modified the LFO and I put the rate at 1/4, and I put a phaser at the end, so, and some delay also, some without that and with it. Everything else is pretty much the same, just those couple of things that are making it like a nice variation. And I'm just a fan of just making those things, like duplicating the layer and making a variation. That's how I make a lot of my sounds, and I think that Something Something also does that a lot, or that's kind of what I hear from his tracks, which I love. So yeah. Then I have this other Serum patch. So once again, same wavetables. This time the second oscillator is 2 octaves up, and I'm doing this action on the LFO, so triplets basically. And I don't have the phaser anymore, but I still have the delay in there. So yeah, I also did a couple extra modulations, like master tune is being automated in here with the second LFO, and the panning of this oscillator is being modulated also, and I included a noise oscillator. So yeah, just a nice variation. And then the rest is gonna be all in Vital. So I have, this one is a pretty simple one. It's just square wave, filter level being also affected by this LFO as well as the filter, and some chorus, distortion, phaser, and reverb. So that's without the filter. With the filter, it's sounding more of a like a dark wub. And then without the effects, pretty dry. Chorus, soft clip and distortion, phaser. I'm doing a little modulation on the phaser, just changing the centering here, and then a couple of modulations from this LFO3 to the reverb. So the time in the mix is being automated by this one. And then I did a couple, just CQing boosts and dips. Just to accentuate the parts that I wanted to accentuate it. And some OTT before that. Then I have... This one is kind of like a layer from this one. And this one is a layer from this one. And this one is a layer of this one. So I think I'm not gonna cover those up because they are not such like main sounds. And if you get the project file, you can go ahead and dissect all of that you want. But for time's sake, I'm just gonna go like for the main sounds, because still there are like a lot of sounds to cover in here. So that's for that one that I just covered. Then I have this one, which is a variation of the last one. So once again, square wave, filter, chorus, compressor, distortion, and phaser. And then I did a extra filter with auto filter. So just making it like a darker, even darker wub. EQs are the same as well as OTT. Then I have this one, which is also Vital. This is 3 oscillators. So first one is a sine wave, FM from B, or FM from oscillator 2 in this case. Then harmonic series with 12 semitones up, a little bit of sync. And then third oscillator is another basic shape, not being FM nor anything. It's just having a little automation or modulation on the level. And the rest is pretty much the same. The distortion, I changed it to downsampling and post filter. The rest is pretty much the same deal. Then this one, which I really like as well. Once again, I'm playing with FM in. First oscillator is a sine wave again. Second one is the default wavetable, 1 octave up. Just, the LFO changing here. The rate is slower. And I changed the distortion type to sinefold and post filter. The rest of the effects are pretty much the same: chorus, compressor, and reverb. And I'm doing some boosting and some dipping on the EQs just to make it sound the way that I want it to sound. This, as I said, are some like just layers. I'm just gonna open up the patch that you can see it, just brown noise, filtering, some effects. That's for that one. Then this one. Pretty similar stuff. As you can see, I didn't do anything too crazy. It's just variations. Something that you can take away is just how all these variations work cohesively with each other, and the amount of reverb that I have and the space in between some sounds. So yeah, that creates like a nice flow. I'm just gonna play it one more time, but thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Once again, if you want this project file, go ahead and check the link in the description, and I'll see you around. Peace.